Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So I am mostly going to be working on this particular piece today, but I'm gonna put in some shadows over here and some really dark values. And like I mentioned before, this is like such a good reason to go back and forth because you can, work a little bit here and then you can go there and then you can go back and forth. You can even work between like 2 or 3 or 4 pieces at one time. And not only do you learn a lot, but what happens is I tend to become more detached because when you're working on one piece, it's really easy to get like really into it and you don't see things clearly. But when you're working on like 3 or 4 or 5 pieces, and there's a sense of kind of like detachment that just naturally comes with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of my blue Stabilo pencil to the shadows. It's what I was doing in my last video as well, but I'm going to continue doing that. So it's not like I just do it one time and that's it. I keep on, it's like a push-pull. Like I'm just, I'm doing it, I'm putting something on top of it, and it's like a push-pull thing. It's many layers. And remember, for shadows, the motion you want to make is like just like so, because shadows lay flat. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like, building up my shadows here and just really kind of like so. And I'm also gonna like put some blues into the apple here. So for the blues that I'm putting on this apple that's behind this apple, I'm kind of making the same motion as a shadow because the this apple is going to cast a shadow on this apple. So I'm not really depicting the form, like right over here where the shadow would be. I'm not depicting the form of the apple, of this apple right here, as much as I'm depicting the shadow that's falling on this apple. I hope I've explained that clearly. If there's any confusion, please leave me a comment and I will try to explain it in a better way. So normally, like, if I'm doing an apple, I'm trying to like depict the form of the apple, but with this particular apple, on just this side, I'm more going for shadows because this apple is so close to it, it's going to be casting a shadow on here. And let's just see, there we go. Now, I think that might be a little too dark over there, but that's okay. It's like I said, there's a constant push-pull. It's like you're, you're just like pushing things, pulling things, pushing things, pulling things. Some of my red here. And And this particular red is, it's called Tuscan Red, and it's from my cheap Apple Barrel paint. And it's kind of like a red oxide. So it's very neutralized. And just kind of like... Okay guys, so I'm gonna move this off to the side here, and I'm gonna dive right into this. Now, if you might remember, for the last time I worked on this, I put some collage over here, and I'm still building up my value map, so I don't want to add in any like bright colors or any of that stuff. I mean, unless you're experimenting, you could experiment. Like, you know, this would be a good experiment to use this Tuscan Red as one of my dark values, but I'm not going to do that in this particular spread. I might do it like in another spread, like when I work on it on my own, because actually that would be like really good to see how it would be a little bit different, or, you know, just the variations and what I can learn from it. So you can vary your parameters of how you're working. And that's why it's really good too to like stick with the same subject matter. So just say you paint, you do like you know, 10 value, you don't have, I mean, okay, so you do 10 different value maps of like apples and bowls and fabric or whatever. It would be good to just say, hey, like, you know, I'm gonna set the parameters as XYZ for this one, and then for this other one I'm gonna do this. And you know, it's just interesting to see all the stuff that can happen. And now I'm gonna drop some of that in here. Now this is gonna be, ooh, I have some of that red on my fingers from the past spread I was doing, which is not a big deal. So basically what I'm doing, you guys, is I'm just kind of building up a sense of mass and volume. And this is like, it's called Coffee, and it's my Reinker ink. And you can use whatever, you know, kind of values you have. Like sepia is a good one. So I'm just going for like the darker values here to build up the form, and I'm also building up my lighter values. And some people may think this is tedious, you guys, but honestly, this is so relaxing to me. I just love doing it. Like, I could spend just hours and hours and hours doing this. And, you know, if I wasn't recording this, I'd have my Dr. Clarissa Pinkola SDs on and I would just be in heaven. Like, it's kind of addictive, honestly. And so I'm just like building my apple up here. And do you see, like, even though this is still, you know, it's kind of like early layers here, it's beginning to take on some dimension and form. I might move the table down a little bit. And I think I want to use my Royal Violet. I've really been loving this, you guys, for the shadows. It's just bringing such life to the shadow parts that I'm really enjoying. Like, and you know, I kind of have trouble using purple because like a lot of times it's just kind of like I don't know how it fits in with my visual language. I love using it with blues, but for the shadows it's just really delicious. Like, look at this, just unusual kind of depth and life, you know? It's just bringing so much life to the shadows and the dark values. I'm gonna go in there a little bit. Now I mixed the dark purple, I mixed it with some of the yellow that was on my palette to just get a lighter value. It's still a purple, but it's just getting a little bit of a lighter value here. So you guys, I do have some of that red that's left over from the you know, the other still life I was doing, like the one with color. So I'm just gonna kind of like, now I mixed it up with some stuff on my palette, so this is kind of like a pink color, but it's okay. I'm just kind of, you know, I'm looking at it like tones. I'm not even looking at it like, oh, it's a certain color. I'm more looking at it as tones here. So let's see what interesting stuff can happen. Now, where is my blue? I have my cobalt blue that I'm just gonna drop a little bit of it in here. And let's see what happens. And a lot of times, you guys, if I have some leftover paint on my palette here, I'll just add it to the mix. And then you can get like really interesting things can happen. Like, look at this. I'm just adding this to the mix here. Yeah, and I mean, why not? Okay, you guys, so I am going to leave that as it is here. And you know what? I think I'm just gonna, I have some of this on my brush, so I'm just gonna use it up. Okay, you guys, I am going to leave this, and if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.